So for my second learning object, I figured I'd make a video explaining what my activity is. And basically my activity is just a review game for students to help them understand what motions are and what they do in parliamentary procedure. So for this activity, it's really easy to set up, really easy to do, and it's a really fun activity for your students. So to set up for this activity, first of all, you're gonna assign your students to study a certain number of motions as homework. And the next day or later in the week, you're gonna do a review game with them, and this is how you set it up. So first, you're gonna take all the lists that you've assigned them to study, you're gonna write them on a sheet of paper and tape them to a wall. So as you can see here, I have all the privileged motions. I have recess, adjourn, question of privilege, call for the orders of the day, and fix the time to which to adjourn. And once you've done this, you're gonna have a separate sheet of paper listing what their functions are and what they do in parliamentary procedure. And so in class with your students, you're gonna split the whole class up into 2 equal teams, and you're gonna have 2 fly swatters. So the purpose of this game, you're gonna have one representative from each team come up to the board, have a fly swatter in hand, and you're gonna read the definition or function of a motion. And once you've finished reading that definition / function, each student with a fly swatter is gonna race to the wall and try to swat the motion that the definition matches to. And the first one to do this correctly gets a point for their team. So it's kind of a race to see who can get the correct answer the fastest. So let's take an example. So say I'm reading the definition of a motion, but the students don't know it. And this is the definition I have for one. It states that the purpose of the motion is to take a short intermission in a meeting, but not close a meeting. So after I finished reading this, a student is going to take their fly swatter and race to the board and swat the motion that they think is the most correct. And so in this instance, it's recess. So I'm gonna swat recess. And if the first student to do that correctly gets a point for their team. And you're just gonna continue that process with all the other motions and go over them with the entire class. So some of them are gonna be easy, like recess, but some of them might be more difficult for them, like question of privilege or fixed time to which to adjourn. And it's just a good way to see what the students know and what they don't know and what you can explain to them during this review activity. So obviously there's not many motions on this wall I have right here, but it'd be a really good activity to do once you've covered all of the motions that you want to go over in parliamentary procedure. You'll have like 20 other ones on the wall, and it's just kind of fun to watch them in a panic, watching them trying to figure out what it is when there's 20 other things listed on the wall. So basically this is what my activity is, and I hope you guys try it and enjoy it.